I am an admirer of DJ Screw, right? Yeah. And I always have been, and I am still to this day, right? You know, but it was a division between the city.
That kind of created a war, you know what I'm saying? It's people right now I know in the pen that's never fucking getting out, you know what I'm saying? These niggas, they done killed people and people that got killed, and it was people that actually got killed, and you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of bad stuff that happened behind it.
Like what was like your take on like seeing Swishahouse come out and kind of, obviously, you know, DJ Screw started chopping and screwing shit, but it also was like a Houston thing as much as it was his thing that he created, you know. But what was your take on the Swishahouse movement?
And a lot of people compare Michael Watts to Screw. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh, don't do that.
The north side was presumed to be gutter. You know, in the south side, we were supposed to be players.
So that's not the same shit, really. Swishahouse and
no, definitely not. Screwed Up Click is south side. That's DJ. They the original. You know what I'm saying? DJ Screw. You know, he the one who started the shit. So his crew is SUC.
The bond between Houstonians and hip-hop runs as deep as blood. When you know Texas rap, it's clear why small communities are so connected to Houston. Some of the state's most revered acts, like UGK, DJ Screw, and his SUC clique, were founded in nearby country towns of Port Arthur and Smithsfield. But Houston's sound was too big and too bold not to sneak out to Texas metropolitan cities like Dallas, San Antonio, and Austin. If hip-hop culture is all about geography, then the East Coast and West Coast are nothing like the Gulf Coast. Contrary to popular belief, the Third Coast actually found its voice in the 1980s, when Houston's Rap-A-Lot record label was founded. James Smith founded Rap-A-Lot in 1986 after trying to help his brother out of the streets. The iconic record label would pave the way for many that were yet to come. Michael 5000 Watts began DJing in the late 80s on the north side of Houston in the Homestead neighborhood. At the onset, Watts was making regular speed mixtapes, but as the 90s progressed and the insurgence of DJ Screw's movement began to shape throughout the Houston hip-hop landscape, his style of making music would soon change. In the early 1990s, a teenager named Robert L. Davis Jr. pioneered the DJ style known as Screw and Chop in a small apartment on the south side of Houston, Texas. At the time, his partners were already calling him DJ Screw, but the world hadn't yet learned about the quiet dude with the flat top that was mean on the wheels of steel. Just a few short years later, Screw's music will become impossible to ignore around Houston. Over the next decade, Screw mixed and recorded hundreds of Screw tapes with dozens of collaborators, birthing a legacy that will forever be known in hip-hop.
DJ Screw, know what I'm saying? Screwed Up Click, H-Town, Texas. Screwed Up Entertainment. We right now in the studio.
These are the details of what took place before, during, and after the war between SUC and Swishahouse Records. Michael 5000 Watts, once known as DJ Troublemaker, represented the north side of Houston. It wouldn't be long before Watts would begin to adopt Screw's approach and slow down his music. What made them different was not only the cuts, chops, and scratches. Watts used digital equipment, CDJs, and slowed things down digitally, while DJ Screw was analog, vinyl, and turntables, slowing the final product down using the pitch control of a tape deck. There are obviously more differences in their styles, but this is the main difference in what they did to create their music. It's no secret that it was Screw's sound that influenced Watts' movement. This, however, wouldn't go over well with SUC, who would be vocal about Watts copying their screwed and chopped up sound. This shit was so deep that both respective sides of Houston would be entangled in this war. Due to the volatile Northside-Southside Houston beef, Northside fans of Screw's music couldn't listen to Chopped and Screwed. If you were from the North, you better had not been caught jamming Screw. And if you were from the South, you damn sure wasn't jamming Watts.
I couldn't really just ride around in the parking lot of Chalky Town with my windows down, bumping Screw.
DJ Screw, because if I did that, you know, boys was gonna give me a hard time about it. Boys is gonna, even my homeboys, they gonna fuck with me about it. They gonna say, man, what's up, man? Why you jamming DJ Screw, man? They talking shit about us, and that's how they looked at it. They looked at it as, you know, and even though every tape you didn't hear some negativity, but every now and then you might hear somebody say something. I just shot up Tillwell, shot up Rosewood, you know, Rosewood, or this and that. People, you know, just talking shit. They directly say, fuck the North Side. I used to hear that a little bit.
At one point, it was even alleged that Watts came up with his label name, Swishahouse, that was established in 1997 off the back of the well-known House of Freestyles, aka Screw's house. It was an undeniable fact that when anyone referenced Screw, they would reference his crib, Screw's house. However, Watts would deny this claim, stating that he came up with the name from his freestyle that Lil Mario spit.
I gotta give a shout out to Lil Mario, because I ain't gonna lie, if I didn't meet Lil Mario, I don't think that the whole Acres Home crew would even made it over there, man. Wow. Lil Mario was the first person from Acres Home at my studio, you know what I mean? Mario is the one that introduced me to Slim Thug, 50-50 Twin, J-Dog, and everybody just kind of a friend brought a friend in, you know? Yeah.
It was rumored that it all started because the dudes on the north side wanted to hear the local rappers from the north on slowed down tracks. In the mid to late 90s, Watts switched over to CDs and began to work with the group of rappers that will form the original Swishahouse camp, such as Archie Lee and Big Tiger, releasing Swishablast, first official album The Day Hell Broke Loose in 1999, and F Action would feature chopped and screwed versions of R&B songs. It was the huge independent sales of their mixtapes that led them to create the motto, Major Without a Major Deal. It was during this same time period that Watts brought on his longtime partner, G-Dash, to take over as co-CEO of the label. This would allow Watts to pursue his creative side. This was also during the time that a young intern known as T. Ferris began to work with Mike Jones on developing his first album, Who is Mike Jones? Mike Jones will go on to become the label's first signing of the new millennium with his album, which debuted at number 3 on the Billboard charts. Not to go unrecognized by any stretch of the imagination, Screw's influence spread fast throughout hip-hop, fueling the Houston rap juggernaut of 2005, when the city of Houston reached heights unseen since the Ghetto Boys broke in 1991. The Screw movement was like none other. An entire generation of rappers grew up accustomed to hearing their voices slowed down more often than regular speed. Their flows couldn't help but be influenced. You can hear it in the styles of Screw Tapes regulars like Fat Pat, Lil Kiki, Hawk, ESG, Big Pokey, and Big Mo. Screw moved the beats around like a drummer, as the voices of the rappers that freestyled on his tapes shifted with it. Consciously or not, every bar followed Screw's hands. The hypnotizing sound came from their Southside Houston neighborhood, and South Park was the epicenter. Not happy at all about Watts mimicking their sound, SUC was dissing the North in raps and with skits on Screw Tapes.
I'm talking about the South Side was wide up. Yeah. That's how we jammed with Screw at the time. And so you had the North Side niggas stealing cars around this time. So shit, nigga, we was the niggas in there talking about fuck the North Side, and we made little skits and shit. I really feel like we the ones who birthed Swishahouse. The reason why I say that, because they had to have a comeback. That's when Michael 5000 Watts come in. That's when you start hearing Northside niggas flowing on Screw, and they retaliating at what we said, which was cool. You feel what I'm saying? So that's where we get in the battle of the North and the South Side thing. That's where that shit started from.
However, before there was a DJ Screw, there was a Daryl Scott, who was spinning records in the Southside nightclubs of Houston. Let's move on. A part of this war that can't go without mention is the Zero Michael Watts beef. From either hearsay or the Ozone magazine interview, word had touched down that Watts had taken credit for popularizing the Screw and Chop sound. This would infuriate Zero, who ultimately ended up lashing out with a diss track aimed at Watts. What pissed Zero off the most, these statements were not made until after the death of Screw.
So I know Watts. I was there when him and Roe made the initial at the source, when we shot the source in front of Lil J ranch. Not in front of his ranch, but on a part of his ranch. Them get together. Because remember Roe said, man, watch it, we gonna ride on that motherfucker till he apologize for what he said about Screw. You know what I'm saying? So they first time, they had never met each other. Roe just was taking off back then, you know what I mean? It's Roe pop. He felt like he had to ride for Screw. You know what I'm saying? That's his boy. He gonna ride today, man. All you gotta do is halfway talk down on Screw, man. Roe coming, man. That's his boy.
In this video, we barely even scratched the surface of all of the events that would take place during this war. Ultimately, the beef will finally be squashed, ending the SUC, Swishahouse war.
Pen that's never fucking getting out, you know what I'm saying? These niggas, they done killed people and people that got killed, and those people that actually got killed, and you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of bad stuff that happened behind it.
Now it's to the point where the tapes brought us together, so it really ain't no flex now. You know what I'm saying? You go to the south side cats go to the north side cats come out here. So it really ain't no beef thing. So I feel like the tapes almost brought you together, because you can understand us more and we can understand where you coming from. You know what I'm saying?
The coldest started was when E and Slim came together, you know what I'm saying, and did their thing. That brought it somewhat to a closure. Then after Screw passed, that really brought it to a whole halt.
A lot of stuff like that in the squash, man. Cause you see right now, we here today and we all working together, you know what I'm saying? You know, right now we at Kiki video shoot, you know what I'm saying? Chunk Up the Deuce, you know what I'm saying? There's a beautiful SUC, you know what I'm saying, Swishahouse collaboration going down right now. South side, north side, it's by cash, baby, you know what I'm saying?
To let the people know, some of the people from all over the country who down with Screw down here in Houston.
You know what I'm saying? Got Short down with me, you know what I'm saying? Sebo, we done conversated. Spice One, he came and kicked the night with me. Got leaned out, D-Shot, you know what I'm saying? Be Legit, Richie Rich.
Sick with it.
All them boys from the Vallejo, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Player G, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, from Kid Frost to Ice-T,
I heard Quick,
to
Holidays.
Quick, man, to Face, you know what I'm saying? The list goes on and on. Q, WC, Mac 10, and my boys, UGK, Bun B, Pimp C,
man, you know
Master
I'm
P, you know what I'm saying? My brother LD, Screwed Up Click, you know what I'm saying? We worldwide now.